Also bad is the rate at which the swamp is being filled by the Donald Trump administration. It's being filled so fast, in fact, that we can hardly keep up. Clueless billionaire Education Secretary Betsy DeVos has appointed the head of a private student loan company to be in charge of the federal government student aid agency. DeVos is, of course, Donald Trump's new education secretary. She was barely confirmed. She's advocated for defunding public schools in favor of charter schools. At her confirmation hearing, she was embarrassed by, it was Al Franken, Tim Kaine, Elizabeth Warren,
Bernie Sanders. The list goes on and on.
It was pathetically embarrassing. Bad. She also said at those same confirmation hearings that she wants guns in schools so that grizzly bears can be shot. Her words, not mine. And the Department of Education has announced that Betsy DeVos appointed Wayne Johnson to lead the Office of Federal Student Aid, not Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh, okay.
But Pat was excited. But I'm talking about Wayne A. Johnson. This is an appointment that doesn't require Senate confirmation. The FSA administers about $1.5 trillion in student loans for 42 million borrowers, as well as a bunch of other aid programs. And he is the current CEO of a little old company called Reunion Financial Services Corporation. This is a private student loan company from which Johnson has still not resigned his post. The Department of Education issued an announcement about how he was appointed. It talks about how he's so qualified, blah, 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 blah. But nowhere in this statement that we're showing you does it mention that Johnson is the CEO of this company. But it makes sense that they wouldn't want to mention it. This is called regulatory capture, okay? Regulatory capture is when in government, it's basically a failure of government when a regulatory agency that's there supposedly to act in the interests of the public at large ends up advancing the interests of the commercial or political concerns or those of interest groups involved with that industry, rather than those of the public that it is meant to serve. And when you have private industry becoming the regulators, it's regulatory capture. It's bad. It's really, really bad.
But you know what they'll say on the other side, that these people have made their money in their respective fields, perhaps screwing over the American public,
sure.
But that's their fault. And now they're going to turn around and work on our behalf because they best know how to solve the problems.
Who better to fix the student loan problem than people who know the student loan problem? Of course, the people who got rich from the student loan problem are not necessarily the people to fix the student loan problem.
And they often leave with incredible bonuses.
By the way, Trump's Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, currently under investigation by a congressionally sanctioned watchdog group for statements about refusing to enforce federal civil rights in public schools. I think that this is going to not upset a lot of Trumpists. You know why, Pat? Because a lot of Trumpists already see college as leftist indoctrination to begin with. So who cares if it's not affordable and run by private industry? It's bad. It's just indoctrination.
I think they think that it's just a safe space for liberal minds to form. Not so much. It's more about critical thinking, and that's why you see as you become more educated, you're most likely to be on the left side of politics.
Yeah, their entire conception of this, college is liberal indoctrination thing, it's got causality backwards. It ignores common sense. I don't even know how else to say it, but unfortunately, like with much of what's going on under the Trump administration, this is a disaster that many Trumpists, if they even hear about it, won't be concerned about it because of their underlying politics and beliefs, in this case about the education system.